Uh-oh. I hope I'm not breaking Twitch TOS by doing this, but we are about to dissect a dead body on stream. We're about to dissect a dead man. It's unfortunate. It's sad, but we are. I assume all of you remember the glorious sack of smooth brains that is No Bullshit, aka No BS. This guy... It's wild to me how much of a joke this guy is. It's insane. I checked out this video earlier to see whether or not I wanted to go over it, and I think we will. For some reason, it shows it as fully watched, but I only watched like the first 5 seconds. No, but for real, this guy has had probably one of the most glorious falls from grace I've ever seen. So I want to catch all of you up on this guy's backstory before we even get into anything, okay? Before we even get into anything, we need to catch up on No Bullshit's backstory, okay? Brooks Heatherly, better known as No Bullshit, was originally a god-awful CinemaSins ripoff who is now a YouTuber talker who describes himself as a openly conservative-leaning guy. Heatherly parrots alt-right talking points about race realism, white nationalism, and spends his time whining about blacks, T-slurs, and Jews. Equally importantly, he is unbelievably dumb. I'm not kidding here. This guy, I'm not joking here. This isn't a joke. It might actually be ableist for me to shit-talk him. It might actually be ableist for me to shit-talk No Bullshit. I swear to God. Or as he would put it, Heatherly is a fucking stupid gay loser, haha lol. I guess that's how he describes that is his insults, by the way. His insults are literally on the level of, and this is an actual quote from him, and this is his type of insult, a gay fucking stupid loser. That is the type of shit he says. Heatherly's YouTube channel has over 600,000 subscribers and over 165 million views. So let's go ahead and look at some of his controversies. Heatherly has a habit of pointing out Jewish people's mannerisms and being a Jew, almost at the point of obsession. It is his second most reliable talking point besides the left. Something tells me the left is more Jewish. Well, your friend has no place to be offended. Clearly they're not Jewish. Jews have senses of humor. You call that an insult? A joke? I thought Jews knew comedy too. Haha. This screenshot couldn't get more Jewish if you tried. Ezra is Jewish, though, and he was acting very Jewish. Should I ignore that, then? Just try calling Claire a Jewish nut and see what happens. I'll bet the calls of anti-Semitism and Holocaust denial will come real quick. Haha. There's a section on Holocaust revisionism. He doesn't believe that 6 million Jews died in the Holocaust. The alt-right, obviously, he defends Richard Spencer and claims the Unite the Right rally was fine. And of course, he unironically defends using the word cuck, unironically. And he believes in race realism. So real upstanding guy. And this dude was unbelievably popular back in the golden days of the anti-SJW skeptic community empire. And his channel has fucking died. Used to be he uploaded basically daily. Now he uploads a couple of times a month. Max. His videos are oftentimes obscenely ratioed, and they're getting proportional to his sub count, abysmal views. This is, I have 62,000 views, subs right now, and this is my viewership. This is my average viewership on videos with 62,000 views. He has 612,000. His channel is dead in the water. So with all of that said, let's go ahead and take a look at his video on WandaVision. I liked WandaVision. It was a good show. I had a really good time with it. Let's hear about how Marvel's WandaVision mistreats male characters like how Captain Marvel did. Oh, God. All right. I'm going to put myself in the top right corner here. Let's go. Thanks, McDonald's.
Hello and welcome back to No BS. Today we turn to talking about a pretty popular TV show on Disney Plus called WandaVision. As you could see by the background here.
Dude, No Bullshit making the decision to show his face in his videos is the biggest mistake he ever made. Well, I don't know why some YouTubers do this. I don't, like... This is true of every YouTuber that ends up dying, okay? This happens all the fucking time, okay? You get a YouTuber who was once really popular, and then their channel starts to die, and then they stop doing what made them popular and prolong or even speed up their channel's death. Why do they do that? It's like when those, like, the really popular Minecraft channels from back in the day started to die out back in like 2016 and 2017. So they started occasionally making Fortnite videos and their channel started to die more because their subs didn't come there for Fortnite. So then they fully stopped doing Minecraft, which is what everyone subbed to them for, and go full-time making Fortnite videos, getting 2,000 views a video, back when they used to get millions of views a video when they did Minecraft content. Jesus Christ.
WandaVision is a TV show based on the Marvel Cinematic Universe characters of Wanda and Vision. They put their names together. They have a little show on Disney Plus. It's actually the first Marvel piece of media in about 2 years. Yeah, last thing to come out from Marvel was 2019, before the whole pandemic got everything canceled and pushed last year in 2020. And now we're in 2021. And actually, for those who don't know, Marvel is supposed to have a pretty big year. I don't know if everything's going to stay on schedule yet, but they have something planned for almost every week this year, including a number of shows, including the first one we're talking about today, WandaVision. Now, WandaVision is pretty darn good. I like it. It's fun. It's not perfect, though, and we're going to talk about some of the issues today, specifically with the cast and the way characters are treated, and the way it appears to be a bit of a gender play, a bit of a pro-girls, anti-guys kind of thing. And before we even get to that, though, I also want to mention a few other things. The acting is great. Wanda does a great job. Elizabeth.
You know what's crazy to me? I feel like WandaVision had absolutely nothing that could even piss off the likes of No Bullshit. The first few episodes, the first couple episodes, all take place in Wanda's fantasy 50s and 60s white picket fence nuclear family, dream. And it wasn't, like, criticized all that much. Like, they made some jokes about how things were back then. But for the most part, they didn't really do any social commentary on how things were back then. Wanda's dream, her fantasy, that she used her powers to create, was to be a traditional trad wife. That was her dream. That's what she wanted. I feel like there's nothing that somebody with even as few brain cells as No Bullshit could take issue with in the show.
Olsen is a very talented, very beautiful actress. The co-star Paul Bettany as Vision is doing extremely well, but he's kind of handicapped. He's kind of put in this position where Wanda is this overpowered character. She's kind of like the new Captain Marvel in this show. She was on the Avengers before. She's been with the Avengers since 2015, but she kind of didn't have as much power as she has now. Now she's kind of gained.
What are you fucking talking about? Wait, when did this come out? February 25th. Wait, is this before any of the reveals happened? Hold on. Wait. Hold on. For one, even if we were watching this back when this video came out, we've always known that Wanda is one of the most powerful people in the Avengers. We've always known this. Hold on. WandaVision episode release dates. I'm really curious when each one came out. So he uploaded this on the 25th, and the most recent episode would have been episode 3. Okay. To be fair, this came out. Actually, no, this makes his point even worse. Episode 3. Like, all we see of Wanda in these 3 episodes is her just being in the fantasy land she made. Wanda has nothing on Thor. Eclob? That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Wait, are you serious? Wait, are you actually serious? She almost... She almost ripped Thanos in half, eyes to asshole, in Endgame. Solo, one-on-one. What are you talking about? Bro, you okay? Are you alright? Nice. Okay, hit me up, no bullshit.
A lot more power. She's
mending
learned to use her magic skills. She's kind of like this witch character who used to just kind of spit red smoke out of her hands and control a few people's minds. But at this point, she seems to be controlling a whole town in this show. And we're going to talk about how, in a lot of ways, they're mistreating a lot of the male characters. Like, again, we're getting a bit of a Captain Marvel vibe off of this, where all the girls are awesome and super powered, and all the guys are mistreated. They're stupid, or they're taken advantage of, or kind of treated as second-class citizens. We're going to go through the cast and the similarities to Captain Marvel real soon too, so it's going to be pretty fun, pretty interesting. And right out the gate, as you could tell by this picture, right,
I feel like to people like No Bullshit, Brie Larson and Captain Marvel are literally the Antichrist. Like, I feel like No Bullshit is unironically waiting for Jesus Christ himself to descend from heaven to challenge Brie Larson to battle. I really do feel like that's what he believes. They really just have such a hard-on, like a hate boner for Brie Larson and Captain Marvel. It's wild. Just really mad online.
Right here, you could see there's this black chick character. She's actually the daughter of a character from the Captain Marvel movie. She's Rambo is their last name. Her mom was Captain Marvel's best friend, and now she's grown up and become a sort of secret agent too. And going forward, there will be some mild spoilers. I'm not going to deny that. I'm not going to spoil everything though. Like, I'm just going to go through a little bit of this and that, and watching this will still be the best thing. If you haven't watched it and you're worried about any spoilers, I don't recommend going much further in the video. But again, we're just talking about broad strokes. We're talking about
spoilers, by the way. If you haven't watched already, you're fucking, you're too late anyway.
Few characters, a few things going on. The end of the show hasn't even happened yet, so the end of the show is still a few weeks away. So we're not going to get to that, obviously, but we have enough to talk about to kind of.
I like how by the end of the show, everything he's going to try to argue here is proven, like, completely disproven. Like, Vision right now in the show, from where we're seeing here, is under the control. Well, not. He's actually not under the control of Wanda. He was created by Wanda. This isn't even the real Vision. It's a version of Vision she basically created as an illusion. And even then, he ends up having a badass Terminator, Man of Steel mix-up type battle with the real Vision that's been reanimated. It's like the coolest fight scene that we get. And they have a philosophical debate because Vision asks White Vision if he's familiar with the coconut analogy. And they have the philosophical discussion about the coconut analogy while floating around in a library. And then they have a logic battle about the coercive nature of crash landing on a desert island, and one guy waking up first and getting all the coconuts, and then you being, having the ultimatum. And they have a DGG style political debate, and after an awesome fight, and that's how it ends up ending.
Get into this and get into things specifically right now. So essentially what happens, let's talk about the premise. We really don't know what's going on in the first couple episodes, but after a while we kind of come to realize that Scarlet Witch is the main character. That's Wanda. Her name is Wanda Maximoff. Her superhero name is Scarlet Witch. They don't actually use that term in the movies or show very much, except maybe
that aged badly.
Maybe in one episode here. But the point is, WandaVision kind of mind controls this city. That's a kind of guess at what's going on. We still don't know 100%, but basically she has this town, this small town taken over, and she kind of turns it into a sitcom, like a TV show, and each episode...
Yeah, guess what? A traditional fucking nuclear family, white picket fence, 50s trad wife sitcom is what she turns it into, and it's her paradise.
It has a show in each decade. Like there's a 60s, 70s episode. There's an 80s, 90s episode. The last one I just watched was like an early 2000s parody.
Does he ignore Agatha? Oh, wait, no. Wait a second. He's way further than I thought. Hold on, when did this come out? February? Wait, what happened? Wait, did the 2000s parody one was like episode 5 or 6, right? Huh. All right, no bullshit. I guess you're smart enough to invent time travel, unless I fucked up the release date schedules.
They go through the ages and kind of make parodies of different sitcoms. And at first it's just kind of fun and quirky, but you start to realize there's something going on underneath. Like Wanda is kind of...
All right, no bullshit. I want to hear the dumb arguments. Let's up you to 1.25 speed.
maybe possibly mind controlling everyone in this town. And that's why there's this like kind of bubble around it that causes everyone to kind of do what she wants. And apparently she wants to go through this kind of fake life. She's trying to pretend everything's okay. And I think you could guess why she might do that. She has a lot of stress, a lot of drama. She just went through Avengers Endgame, the last Avengers movie. Like half the Avengers died. Yes, they got brought back at the end of that movie, but not everyone. The one person that didn't get brought back was Vision. Vision was Wanda's boyfriend before the whole Avengers Endgame Infinity War saga, but he was killed at the end of Infinity War. And one could assume that Wanda got mad and went on this whole tirade because of that. And in addition, she brings Vision back. And that's kind of the first step. That's the first character that we get that's kind of a hollow shell of a character. Like Vision, maybe kind of starting.
The reason why he didn't bring up Black Widow dying and not coming back is because he hates women, and women don't exist to him.
To come out of his hypnotized state, but still at the core, he's being controlled by Wanda. Wanda's controlling everyone. So that's kind of the base premise of what I'm talking about, where it's like she's the Captain Marvel, she's the overpowered girl, and in addition, she's controlling all the guys, including her boyfriend. Like she won't even tell him the truth. She won't even be honest with.
She's not controlling Vision. She created him, and he still has free agency. He has free agency. You've seen up to episode 7. At this point, episode 6. Have you actually watched the show? Also, Scarlet Witch is one of the most powerful mutants. And yes, in the comics, she's a mutant. That's not the case in the MCU, but still. She's like one of the most powerful mutants in the comics. This isn't like a weird SJWE retcon. Ever since her inception as a character, she has been unbelievably powerful. Where is this coming from? Wait, is this... Oh, she's not a mutant anymore? They changed that? Okay, cool. Wait. Is that... Is this that thing? Wait, is that what... Is this what's happening here? Is this that thing where these reactionary types pretend like they know anything about anything when it comes to nerd culture and comic books, but then they blatantly show their misunderstanding of any of the subject and the source material about the topic they're discussing? Is that what we're getting right now? Looks like it.
Her husband, boyfriend, the father of her children, which is a storyline that comes up in this show too. They have kids, which are 2 boys, which are also kind of mind controlled. Everything is mind controlled, and the only characters that have any...
Wait, they're not! They're evidently not! What are you talking about, dude? Wait, is he just gonna lie about the events of the show in order to make his argument? He's literally said that Vision and the kids are mind controlled. They're 3 of the only characters inside of the entire Hex that have their own free will. They are the 3. There are 4 characters, 5 characters inside of the Hex that have free will. Wanda, Agatha, Vision, and the 2 boys. 3 out of 5 of the characters inside of the Hex have free will. 3 out of the 5 characters inside the Hex that have free will are men. Nice meme.
Any kind of authority or control of their lives, anyone that does anything good, is Wanda and this Black Rambo chick, and it's just very similar chemistry and makeup.
What are you talking about?
As anyone that does anything good is Wanda and this Black Rambo chick, and it's just very similar chemistry.
Also, yeah, I know. He keeps saying she's black. It's on purpose, believe me. He's a race realist. He's a Nazi. He doesn't believe that 6 million Jews died in the Holocaust. He's a race realist. He defends Richard Spencer. He's a Nazi. Wait, what? Dude, Wanda is the secondary villain. The show ends, and it's been leading up to this the whole time. The show ends with everyone in the town, after they're afraid of her mind control, being like, you did this to us. How could you do this to us? You are bad. It's made very clear that she did this to these people. Even the person that they like frame as being the main villain, Agatha, just found out was what Wanda did and went there to investigate. Like, it literally actually wasn't Agatha all along. She was just like vibing and trying to figure out what the fuck was going on, and was like studying Wanda. Wanda was responsible for everything. She was the antagonist in the, well, technically not antagonist, but she was the, you could say, villain in this series.
Mystery and makeup to what happened in Captain Marvel. So I think this is similar to Captain Marvel in a lot of ways. Girl power, anti-guy, woke kind of influences, but at the same time, like
girl power, anti-guy? What? No bullshit, no. Your brain, I can, oh my god, I could, you know his brain is chugging as hard as it possibly can right now. You could fry an egg on his scalp with how hard his brain is working to come up with these genius arguments right now.
Captain Marvel, there still is some fun to it. It's still watchable, but I think WandaVision has a better promise. It's going to depend on how it ends, on how all the episodes come together. It's being released weekly, so we won't know right away. But right out the gate, I think you could see what's going on. And this is a list of the cast of characters. We're going to go through each character a little more specifically. I'll show you some pictures if you're not familiar with them. But basically, we got Elizabeth Olsen. She's the main character controlling the whole town. Vision's her boyfriend. She's supposed to be her counterpart, but she's kind of made him into her pet. And that's a big kind of red flag to me. I don't think that would work in the reverse. That's another thing to kind of think about. Think about it. If this would be offensive in the reverse, like if Vision was controlling a Wanda character, I think Disney would not let that happen. I don't think that would fly with SJWs either, but this is totally okay because that's just how it works in this. That's just how things are.
What? Okay, dude. The SJWs would get mad if it was a story where Vision, in his grief, somehow, even though it's not part of his power set, created an alternate reality where, by the way, Vision isn't the real Vision. She literally created him. But yeah, okay.
So the next main characters to mention, we got this chick, which is their neighbor. I believe this is their neighbors that come over in one of the early episodes.
Main characters? Deborah Jo Rupp plays a character whose entire purpose is to be a cameo for people that have watched that 70s show, because in that she plays a very similar character as like Mr. and Mrs. Hart. They appear in 2 episodes. There is 1 episode in which they're prominent, and it's only the end of the episode. Okay.
And what happens there offhand is this guy ends up having this sort of heart attack and gets saved by Wanda, like another instance of a guy kind of getting mistreated by the whole Wanda thing. And then the next character worth mentioning is Catherine Hahn, who's like...
Wait, what?
Treated by the whole Wanda thing. And then the next character worth...
Hold on.
This is their neighbors that come over in one of the early episodes. And what happens there offhand is this guy ends up having this sort of heart attack and gets saved by Wanda, like another instance of a guy kind of getting mistreated by the whole...
Oh my god, this isn't even accurate to what happened in the show. He's not even misrepresenting the comics at this point. He's misrepresenting the show that he's seen. For one, the Harts weren't their neighbors. Mr. Hart was Vision's boss, and they were coming over for dinner so that Vision could get a promotion. And they were trying to impress them. And Mr. Hart didn't have a heart attack. He choked on his food. And then Vision phased his hand into his throat to pull the food out to save him from choking. I would think maybe he just misspoke, but to misspeak this much in one sentence, in one explanation, it is laughable how wrong he is.
Whole Wanda thing. And then the next character worth mentioning is Catherine Hahn, who's like the neighbor. Her character's name is Agnes, and she's actually a funny actress.
Agnes?
She's been around a while, really, really entertaining. And she's kind of like the one of the only other characters that seems to know what's going on, but she plays along. And a few times she kind of says something, but then she just plays along too. But this goes along with it as well because she's another girl that's kind of getting a more positive rendition than all the other guys. This is Monica Rambeau character I was talking about.
She's the villain of the show. Agnes. Wait, was it revealed by the point that he saw? Was it revealed yet that Agnes was Agatha Harkness and she was the villain? Also, no. Like I said, 3 out of the 5 characters that have any agency inside of the Hex are men.
she has plenty of authority. She's like the cool agent trying to figure this story out. Randall Park is another good example. He plays Jimmy Woo, an FBI agent, and he gets relegated to like a comic relief character. He's not really allowed to do anything cool. He doesn't have the authority and the same kinds of badass scenes as.
No, he doesn't. Literally, in the finale, he saves everyone's ass by breaking out of handcuffs, then calling the FBI to intercept Sword when they're doing their shady shit with White Vision. He literally plays like one of the biggest parts in saving the day in the end. And him and Monica beat the asses of some Sword agents. Like, he has multiple fight scenes where he kicks ass.
Monica Rambeau, or even this Kat Dennings character,
Wait,
Darcy.
Are we gonna are we going to pretend like he did any... He was introduced in Ant-Man 2 as comic relief. He was literally only comic relief in Ant-Man 2. And in this, he has an actual role, and we actually see him fight. Not to mention Kat Dennings, who... Oh boy! Whew. I have a crush on Kat Dennings, okay? Let's not talk about it. Not to mention Darcy, who is played by Kat Dennings, who he's about to mention, is like the nerdy girl who never gets her hands dirty except for one scene at the end, where after being defeated, she rams into Hayward's truck, or into Hayward's car. Other than that, she's like, she gets mind controlled, she gets saved by Vision, a man, technically. He's a robot, but a man, you know, conceptually. And then she doesn't even get into any fights. I guess she does help work out the illusion, but it makes sense because it was established back in 2009, I think. When did the first Thor movie come out? She was established to be a pretty smart scientist back in the 2009 with the first Thor movie. You know? 2011. Yeah, were the SJWs going back in time to 2011 to make Darcy a scientist that would specialize in what the Hex is, I guess, you know? And maybe that's why she was able to figure out what was going on.
Lewis is a character that's in there. She's allowed to be funny. She's kind of the comic relief, and she does a lot of great lines. She's the one that's really, really super smart and figuring everything out. That's another positive male.
Oh, yeah, you're right. She became a scientist in Thor 2. All right, you got me there.
Character, while Randall Park gets to be like this kind of butt of the jokes. He doesn't really get to go into the scenes. He's kind of just thrown around. He's kind of just there, and that's the thing. It's just the trend. And then we go to Evan Peters.
And anyone who's seen the show knows how incorrect this is.
Who's playing Quicksilver, or a version of Wanda's brother. He's one character that kind of knows what's going on, but at the same time, he's being mind controlled. He's treated like a beta. They're all subjugated under Wanda, and I think that's worth... pointing out, not because I'm upset, not because I'm angry, like I'm not trying to be all anti this and all that, but I think it makes sense, especially in the world these people have set up for us. I mean, WandaVision, part of Marvel, it's part of things getting woke right now, things getting really, really pro-girl, anti-guy, you know, just anything that is gonna be called what.
Dude, this guy talks like he's 11, pro-girl, anti-guy. Like, the dude is, like, afraid to say man or woman. Like, and he says beta and alpha, unironically. This reminds me of how a 14-year-old talks. Not even necessarily like a right-wing 14-year-old, but like just a 14-year-old.
Whatever, this is Wanda's show, and clearly she's the lead, and it's kind of also disappointing in a way too, because I think many didn't know how it was going to play out. Like, many might have guessed, oh, it was going to be them as co-stars, but the truth is, the way it's playing out is Wanda's the star, Vision is slowly trying to figure things out. Wanda is like either the hero or the villain, depending on how it goes, depending on how you look at it, but clearly she is more in control. She is the dominant alpha. All the guys are betas or simps, and that's just the kind of thing that's kind of...
All the guys are betas and simps? What... Dude, right-wingers ruined the word simp. Do you guys know where simp came from? Along with a lot of slang that Zoomers use nowadays? The word simp originates from black gay people in the club scene. I'm pretty sure that's where it comes from. And then it ended up being like, you know, spreading around, and then white guys got a hang of it, and then yeah, now simp, it just means cuck. Simp just means cuck now. It used to have a meaning. It used to basically mean like you're the white people steal tons of slang from black people. Like it used to have like a very specific meaning and some level of utility, right? Like, oh, if you're a dude and you really like this girl and she's not showing you any reciprocated affection, you're being a simp. You're a sucker idolizing mediocre pussy. She isn't even that good. You're like all over her and she doesn't give a fuck about you. Simp. It's a word that had a meaning and had some utility. And now it just means whatever the fuck anyone wants it to mean. The meaning's been ruined.
Got to make you think. You kind of got to be like, hey, what's going on? Why is all this stuff going against the guys and for the girls? I mean, it makes sense when you know what's going on with Disney. All the guys are basic. I
just remembered what this dude reminds me of. The guys versus girls, the pro guy, anti-girl. You guys know what I used to do? You guys know what I used to do back when I was in first grade? When I went to school on my first day into first grade, this kid with freckles named Grant walked up to me and he asked me, do you want to join the team? And I was like, what's the team? And it was like, the team, bro. Listen, just meet me on the playground after, during recess and we'll talk about it. And so I met him at the playground at recess, and it turns out there was this like LARPy pretend boys versus girls war that was happening on the playground, where we would use we both had our own bases. Like, we were on one side of the playground where there was this, short tree that kind of formed a bit of a hut if you, draped Spanish moss over it, because we live in Florida, there's Spanish moss everywhere. And the girls had this, picnic table area on the other side of the playground that was, in the baseball field that no one used anymore, because, all the grass was gone and it was now just sandy. And we would throw acorns at each other and shit like that. And it was like the team. It was boys versus girls. We had the boys team versus the girls team. This legitimately reminds me of first grade me doing boys versus girls in the playground in elementary school. That's where No Bullshit's brain is right now.
Relegated to being either jerks or mind controlled or doing silly stuff, like the Randall Park character has been known to get coffee while the Kat Dennings character makes all the fun jokes and discovers everything magically because she's all super smart, just like how WandaVision is all powerful now. She's got every power you can imagine.
You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of when people call Link Zelda. WandaVision is all powerful now. It reminds me of when people call Link Zelda, or when people say, people call Master Chief Halo. Sergeant John Halo.
Overpowered her, much like what they did with Captain Marvel. And does it ruin the show? Hard to say right now. It doesn't have an ending yet, but I'm enjoying it. I'm not saying this because I hate things. I really actually love this Scarlet Witch character. She's super hot, super fun to watch, doing great different acting, comedy, drama.
The first thing he has to say is that she's hot.
She has kids. She's dealing with her husband.
Now let's be real. I mean, all right, listen. No bullshit. I'm going to give you that one, all right? Let's be nice. Let's be nice. I mean, you're not wrong. Actually, no, hold on. I will not take away from Stephen A. Smith.
Well, let's be nice. Yeah. Let's be nice. We don't have to go there. I mean, you're not wrong, but you didn't have to say it. I mean, good Lord.
Accurate. He is right there. That was correct. It was sexist, but it was correct.
husband Vision. Like, it's a good show so far. I enjoy it. I look forward to seeing what's happening. But at the same time, we could point out something like this. We could notice how there's a male-female dynamic. We could notice this trend in the Marvel movies. There was a girl power moment in the last Avengers movie. Captain Marvel has been taking over the universe, as has Black Panther, for different reasons. And with that said, I think you guys get where this is going. It's not the end of the world, but I think it's worth pointing out. And I'd like to see what you guys think about this male-female dynamic on WandaVision too. So
let's see what people thought. Oh, yikes. Oof. Damn. Monica is way more than just a black chick. This review shows that he has lack of knowledge in the series and lack of ability to review film and TV shows. Wanda has always meant to be overpowered. In the comics, she's easily one of, if not the most powerful beings in the universe, but unlike Captain Marvel, Wanda had to learn how to use her powers over the years, so there was actual growth in her character over time. Yeah, even the dudes who hate Captain Marvel are calling out no bullshit on this one. I know chat died. It'll come back. I'm convinced this is satire. Dalek scientist? You lack critical information, my dude. You lack critical information. This one's a bit of a stretch. Clearly you were bored and couldn't think of a good video idea. So basically you're mad that the show about a woman character focuses on the woman character. Jeez. I'm convinced you have a problem with a female lead. Wanda's easily the most powerful being in the MCU and deserves her own story. This isn't a woman empowerment show. It's a watered down House of M. Funny how this channel is called No BS when it's a bunch of BS. Of course she's overpowered. In the comics, she was an Omega-level mutant. The movies nerfed her powers. This is the first time I'm seeing this dude's face, and he is exactly how I thought he would look. I think we've seen enough. Literally all of the top comments, every single one, is just absolutely roasting the fuck out of this guy. I'm not kidding. I'm really not kidding. If you want to learn more about this dude and his glorious downfall, just look at his Rational Wiki page. It's quite long. It's a bit of a read. It's not too bad, though. It's fairly light. It is actually fairly light. So you guys can go ahead and take a look if you want to see all of his Holocaust denial, his JQing, his race realism, his sexism, everything like that. Highly recommend you watch his debates with Destiny. They are fucking hysterical. Actually, no, here we got a good one. No bullshit and Destiny debate in a nutshell.
I don't know, I just like to watch him wiggle around. Plus, if he actually comes out, it'd be good fucking memes, dude.
okay, cool. Are we on the show?
Yeah, we're here, dude. Just a quick discussion, man.
You're
Telling
so
me that.
dumb, bro. This show is the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. You're dumb.
Dude,
Dude, you're so dumb, man.
Dude.
You're so dumb, bro. You think these fucking stupid little sentences make you sound smart? Talking a lot and being fast talker doesn't make you smart. You're just doing that little pitter-patter shit you do with everyone. You're dumb. You're a terrible host. You're so dumb, man. You say it does because you're dumb. You're dumb, dude. You're so dumb, dude. You're so dumb, man. Because you're dumb. You assume a lot of things because you're dumb. Oh my god, you're dumb. You're just too dumb to get it. You're fucking dumb.
So,
You're so dumb, dude.
somebody says,
You're
lawyer relationships.
so dumb, bro. You should have stuck in college. You should have stayed in college. You think you're smart, but
So-
you're not. You didn't even go to college.
I know, I'm sorry.
You think you're smart. You're not.
Okay. The reason why I asked
This is what
you.
you would have learned in college if you
So-
you're a dumbass. You didn't even go to college, bro. You can't even graduate from college. You don't know shit about debate. I
So,
went
like,
to college.
because we're
I know
talking
how
about-
debates
Billy,
work.
what's
Are you the smart guy? You're a big old smart guy, aren't you? You're a big fucking pussy. That's just you being a little fucking pussy ass nitpicking bitch. You're a fucking pussy. You can't make your own points. You're just being a fucking little pedantic bitch.
Can't name a
Blah, blah,
single-
blah, 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 blah. I'm dumb. I'm Steven. I have fucking stupid fans. Blah, 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 blah. I'm Steven. I try to sound smart, but I'm not. Oh, I'm Destiny, and I'm fucking loser. You're the laughing stock of YouTube. Your YouTube channel's garbage. No one watches it. You don't even edit your own videos. You put up this long crap that no one watches. Like, bro, you're not an intellectual powerhouse. You're a fucking idiot. You're dumb.
Okay, you said you hated
Everyone
something.
thinks you're dumb, bro. Just like everyone laughs at you on YouTube.
Yep.
They make compilation videos about how fucking retarded you are, how you're an autist, how you're tiny and skinny. Fucking loser, bro.
So-
Everyone hates you. Your show is terrible. You just sit there Googling stuff. No one cares. You're giving away fucking...
Does it bother you when you argue with people that
parts.
actually know what they're talking about? Is that like...
Don't know.
Oh, man.
Obviously, you never admit your thing, even though you always are. You are the
understand.
worst host ever.
I'm-
You're a fucking terrible host.
Wait,
You're just a
so
fucking
you're saying-
you're just being fucking stupid, Steven.
Can you name
You're
one
retarded.
false one?
You
Power
fucking
dynamics
retard.
aren't-
You don't know what you sound like. You sound like a fucking idiot. I think you sound like an idiot because your voice is...
I think No Bullshit might think Destiny is dumb. Maybe. Just maybe. Anyway, if you're curious what No Bullshit has been up to lately, I couldn't find it. I tried to search it down because I thought it would be a good look at what he's currently up to, but I'll just go ahead and paraphrase it. Considering I couldn't find the tweet, apparently what No Bullshit has been doing is he made an alt account on Twitter. And now he just quote retweets people he disagrees with and calls them Jews. Or like points out that they're Jewish. So yeah. That was the main reason I wanted to make this, because I saw that tweet the other day showing all the screenshots of him doing that. I guess because his YouTube channel just kind of fucking drowned, he decided to just make a new Twitter account and just call people Jewish or point out that they're Jewish. So, you know, it is what it is, you know? And I think this is actually really nice to go over. You know, there's a reason why I do gaming streams, right? You know, there's a reason why I do real life streams, or I take long amounts of the time in my stream to talk about my personal life, what's going on with me, and just generally get to know you guys better and to build a relationship between you guys and my audience. Because I don't want my audience to just watch me because they already agree with me, or because they just want to hear their own political opinions regurgitated to them over and over and over again. It's not something I want to happen between me and my audience. I want you guys to watch me because you enjoy my personality and you have some level of vested interest in my content as well as me. And I know that's the case because a fairly sizable amount of you come and watch my gaming streams, and I'm not discussing politics. The problem with people like No Bullshit, and this is going to happen to the others like this, like the Quartering, he's pretty popular. My man's got 1.1 million subs, and he does pretty damn well on his YouTube videos. Actually, the views are kind of, the views are kind of dropping, actually. The views are actually kind of dropping. I mean, he's doing all right, but his viewership used to be way better. But this is just a perfect illustration of what's going on. The problem is nobody watches the Quartering because they care about the Quartering. Nobody cares about this dude. Like, very few people. Like, do you think the Quartering has, like, dedicated fans that give a fuck with about the Quartering's private life? No, they're there to hear him rant about SJWs and, you know, the cancel culture and what have you. That's all they're there for. The second someone else comes along that can do a higher production value, higher yield, and better quality version of what the Quartering does, they're going to stop watching his content and start watching somebody else's. The Basement P was funny TBF. To be fair, a lot more of his audience has started watching his gaming streams since he pissed in his basement. That is true. Was it like his wife didn't let him come upstairs to use the bathroom, and so he had to piss in his, like, drain in his basement? I guess, yeah, I don't know. But, I mean, this is the exact future that, like, is coming for all of these, like, grifty, right-wing, like, anti-SJW channels that just rant about all media being SJW, cringe, whatever. Yeah, it's going to happen to him, too. It's happening. It happened to No Bullshit. It's happening to Geeks and Gamers. And it's happened to countless other channels just like this in the past, and it's going to continue to happen. And I couldn't be happier. I hope you enjoyed this beautiful dissection of No Bullshit's corpse right here on stream, caught live in 4K. If you did, please like the video. I really do appreciate it. Comments as well to help it in the algorithm. Sub and ring the bell icon if you haven't already and you want to see more from me. You can follow me on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram, all through links in the description of both the stream and the video. Highly recommend it. Please follow me on TikTok. I made a TikTok. I'm trying to grow there, so follow me there. And if you want to support me financially, you can. You can donate or sub on my website, xanderhall.com/live. Or if you want to financially support me on YouTube, you can hit the join button to become a channel member, or super chat if you can afford to and you have the money for it. Don't bankrupt yourself donating to me, or I will be mad. And I will find you. And I will kill you. In Hightail. No, but for real, you can also join my fan Discord, the link in the description as well. I do appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good one.